Oh my God, that shit reminded me of my wife. I went down the wrong hole. Goddamn.
Welcome back, everyone. It's gonna be very, very hard to keep a straight face with this one, with another episode of The Raw Lens with your host, Lionard. It's the show that reveals what goes on behind the scenes of entrepreneurs in their day-to-day life. Today, we have a very special guest, a comical and a good friend, Mr. Jonathan Itzakov, aka Mr. DJ Yoni, aka Mr. Big Daddy Itch.
Yes. Yes.
He is here today to give us an insight of his perspective on what we don't see behind the scenes as an inspiring DJ. Mr. Yoni, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Very happy to be here. I love how you gave me directions, like drive to this spot, put on a blindfold, and I'll just tell you the rest of the way to get here. In the middle of nowhere. I like that. That's great. All right, let's get this going.
All right.
I'm ready.
So, what inspired you to be a DJ? How did you start? Give me the whole story. We'll make it short.
So when I was growing up, a couple of my cousins immigrated from Israel, and you know how the immigration status was back in the, I don't want to say how old I am, but late 80s, early 90s, parents were working their asses off. They couldn't be home. So, you know, there were 4 boys in their house. They did basically whatever they wanted to do. One of them was an aspiring DJ. At that time, we're talking about, you know, classic Technique 1200s, turntable. So you had to bring crates. So I'm like a 10-year-old kid seeing my cousin, whose name is also Jonathan, so his DJ name was DJ Yoni. And I'm seeing him carry crates and do parties. He started with house parties, ended up going to small clubs in Queens. And he got a following. You know, he was a pretty cool cat, and he still is a great guy. He's still a very smart man, but you know, the whole life, partying, the girls. As you can tell, I'm not the sexiest of men, so I got to work on my comic routine or play music to get girls to like me. But yeah, I think everyone always feels better with music. Any mood you're in, it's going to elevate that mood. If you are in a bad mood and listen to sad music, that's when the tears come. If you're in a happy mood, yeah.
It's therapeutic. You like to make people happy. That's what inspires you.
I always like making people happy.
Were there any mentors that have a big influence on you?
When you say mentors, you're talking about like coming up or during, like
both, coming up, during, like just any mentors in general.
I hope I don't get shit for this. Like, of course, I have people close to me that are in the game that gave me a lot of direction, not in the mixing sense, more like in honing my skills of reading the crowd, understanding what clients want. Like, there's great DJs out there that have the technicality down. You know, people say DJs pushing buttons, whatever. We're talking about back in the days before the beat counters, before the computers, when you were using either turntables or even, let's say, the original CD players.
Yeah.
They were hard. You had to actually use your ears. Like, oh my God, you mean you have to count the beats? You tap with your foot here. We had a headphone with only like one.
Yeah.
A monophone it was called. And we had to keep other ear open, and you had to have a monitor. And it was so DJ Alex is a very, very big help to me at the start of my career. It's a funny story of how we met and how we collaborated. Later on down my career, I met someone that taught me a lot in both realms, the business and the, you know, how to deal with people. His name is DJ Igal Biton from Mix Entertainment. I'm sure you know him.
Oh, Mix Entertainment? Yeah, Igal. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Very good guy.
Great guy. So he gave me a lot of leeway. I started as his number 6 or number 7 DJ and slowly became his top guy. But the one person that helped me was my original, the OG DJ Yoni, giving me the background, explaining to me the whole rules about DJing. So, you know, I had some piano lessons when I was a kid, only for 6-7 years. So that musical ear was developed. But like right now, I'm sitting with you, bro. I don't know why, but I'm nervous, man. I don't know why, bro. I don't know what it is.
Don't need to be nervous.
I don't know where I am. That's why I'm like, I don't know. You got me all right? You got me in a good spot?
I got you a good spot, all right. Looking back when you were younger, what were the biggest challenges or failures that you had to overcome? Because obviously in success, every person had to go through failures.
Oh my God. Initially, there's stage fright. I was DJing in my bedroom for like a year and a half before I had my first gig. I think the crutch of it, I kind of had to have a little shot of whiskey just to bring myself down.
Yeah.
And to get over that took some time. In fact, people still know me as like, oh, you got to drink, otherwise the party's going to be shit. But it's not true. I kind of cut back on that. But that was one thing. You're in the photography business. That's a business that you have to invest a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Like your equipment is not cheap. People don't realize just one camera can run you about $15,000-$20,000.
Of course.
If you're talking about the right lenses and everything.
Yeah.
So the proper setup for a DJ, for a proper DJ, besides the technicality and all his skills and whatever he can bring with his imagination or with his artistic, mindset. Brass tacks, you're gonna pay a ton of money. You can get away with cheap stuff a little bit, but that's not gonna last you more than 2-3 gigs. Sometimes people buy expensive things and they don't know what they're doing. It's like someone buying a Ferrari, doesn't know how to drive it, you're gonna crash it. Learning that stuff, but actually having the financial means, like it's like you're grinding in that video game that has a paywall up, and they say, okay, you want to pay for it right now, or you want to grind it. So in the beginning, you kind of getting crap pay. Yeah. So okay, you're grinding it, you're getting money, borrowing from friends, telling your wife, like, we don't gotta go out today, right? Or eat tomorrow. We're good, right? Like your wife's like, where are we going on vacation? Oh, we're going like next door. Like, I don't know, there's nothing we can do today right now. But so that was a hurdle. Another hurdle was just getting the gigs. I don't know how to promote myself properly. Till today, I'm not the kind of guy to...
Unless it's word of mouth.
It's word of mouth, and right now 80% of my gigs are just from previous gigs that I did. Every party I give out 5 or 10 cards, I get 3-4 phone calls, and I continue. But I really should be focused at learning the craft, like what you do with capturing, getting a good idea of how to put things together. I have this problem. If I don't know everything about something, like when I got back into DJing about 14 years ago, I was on obsessive mode. I was just reading up on it, watching videos, learning the history. I had to learn everything about it before I dedicated myself to it. So for playing with videos or playing with during COVID, I had to set up myself kind of like a similar system you have over here with tripods and cameras, and so I was reading up on that, and I got a little crazy with that, and that supplemented my income by I was able to provide with YouTube lives during those small chuppahs that we weren't allowed to make. And plus I learned how to live stream my sets. We were doing that to try to make people feel better. Skill, At the same time, we're trying to be relevant, trying to still be out there that people could say, okay, we remember who you are. But so those things, that took me some time to learn, but since Corona hit us that long time, I had nothing to do. I was able to read up on it. But now with this whole new thing, I'm an old man, bro.
You don't look old. You look like you're in your 30s.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Means a lot.
Like I said, it's hard to talk with a straight face with this guy.
That was a little bit extra right there, though. Right in the microphone. Let me tell you a story, man. I love it. When we're in a Bukharian party and it comes time for speeches, they always find a way to give speeches. Why do they find the time to clear their throat when the microphone... And you can see that.
The spit.
I have microphones that I don't know where they are anymore because I don't want to touch them, man.
I hope you sprayed them with Lysol.
I'm just happy they're not my children because I would have abandoned them a long time ago, man.
Mic drop, boom.
Mic roll.
You're gonna like this question because it's very common amongst all people that work in the entertainment industry as well as any other industry that work late nights. Being a husband and a father, how does your wife and kids deal with the fact that you come home late at night after work?
That sounds like a two-part question because we're talking about wife and kids, so I'm going to try to give it a two-part answer. There was a time when I saw, with all the work I was doing at night, that I was losing in touch with my daughter, who right now thank God, she's doing very well and finishing up college. But at that time, she was struggling in high school with math and stuff like that. And she was kind of rebellious. And because I would like to do all the setup, even if I'm not setting up physically myself, I want to be there to make sure everything's working. Yeah. I have a really hard time delegating. That's a big problem I have. You see me sometimes just be sweaty and I don't mind working. It's not that it's just really hard to find good people, and when you find them, you still don't trust them. You know how it is, you don't want no one to touch your stuff. But I had to let go of that. I had to let myself delegate to my workers, trust them that they'll do a good job, and spend time with her. And thank God that little bit that I did, it was maybe 6 months of me being present, doing homework with her, trying to connect with her in other ways than just saying, go to school. You know how Bukharian parents are. You got to do right. Okay, you gonna help me? I didn't say I'm going to help you, but you got to do right. So there was understanding on that. And now in the part of the wife, I got back into this when I was around 30 years old. Mm-hmm. And I got married when I was 21. So I did my time, bro. They said that, I don't know if this is going to get in the video. It should definitely, bro. This is for all the newlyweds. There's a small thing someone told me when I was getting married. It's if you get one of those 5-gallon jugs. Yeah. And for the first year of marriage, you put in 1 quarter every time you're with your wife. Mm-hmm. And then for the rest of your life, you take out 2 every time you're with her. By the time you're dead, you still got a quarter left over the quarter of the 5 gallons. Yeah. So that I had that first 9 years of being present with my wife, that to the point where she's like, "Why are you not working today? Can you get the out? Can you can you go bring money? I got things to watch here. You're in the way, because
So,
wow. And she has her own career. She's doing her thing.
What does your wife do?
What's her name again?
Emotional, damn it!
So she's a administrator in the DOE. She started as a service provider to BCBA. Now she got the head admin. I don't know what it's called, man. I don't know.
No, that's a good job. Like it's a government job, right? Like
she works for a private agency as of now. Government job probably would be the goal, but she likes where she is. Working, of course, Jewish company, so she's able to take off on her holidays. Yes, I'm Jewish. Yes, I prefer doing Jewish parties. Yes, I've done other parties, but we can do almost any party.
Speaking of parties, which type of party is your favorite? It could be any kind of religion, any kind of culture. Like, what's your favorite type of party?
Honestly? Okay. I'm not going to say Bukhari. They're great. They have their fun. They have their times. But I always find that the most action happens when you're doing like an Israeli event. Ooh, where it's mostly Israeli.
Yeah. Israelis.
Like, I had some crazy times behind it. Like, oh man, like the groom just taking off his shirt, and just leaving the suspenders on, and the bride going crazy. They're always changing their clothes, coming in with some kind of two-piece or something. I don't know.
Wow.
So they're fun. To generalize any group into like, okay, they're hard to work with, because I see like a lot of podcasts. They always say, oh, I'm working with these people. They're so hard to work with. No. In every group, there's people that are hard to work with, right? But when the party's fun, then it's fun.
Of course. I actually like Israeli parties as well. They really know how to party. They throw a wedding like it's an actual nightclub, like with all the laser lights and everything. They know how to throw. Listen, I love all types of, wedding cultures. Bahrain as well. They know how to stuff your stomach up with food, of course. Yeah, but me personally, I like Israeli weddings.
Any party that you don't feel like you're doing it for the paycheck is a great party.
Of course.
Doesn't matter who's like the bride and groom or who's the people are.
Yeah.
When it's a party, it's a party. But when you're just like, phoning it in.
Yeah.
Because you're like, we're having a 95-year-old birthday party for my father. I'm like, what does he want? Some rap music? What do you want? You want some Travis Scott Fiend? What do you want? Like, what am I supposed to play for this 95-year-old guy?
They want some Shesh Mahal or something.
Are they rolling this dude in the freaking... Yeah, I love it. I love it. Or the best, you ever had the people call you? Tell me how much do you charge? Before you tell me how much you charge, we're having small party, 40 people.
They always throw the small stuff, the small words. Small, not so many people. It's not much, and the very small price. They always throw the key words just to lowball you. I know
they bait and switch you.
We're
having very small party, 40 people. Where? Elijah.
And then when you come to the event, 200 people. Boom.
Hi, what's the difference? I'm like, why did you care about that when it came time for price? You calling me for the same amount of, okay, if I'm bringing extra stuff, I'm going to charge you for extra stuff. But you got my time, right?
Yeah.
But I don't get small party in my backyard. I'm like, okay.
Any analogies for that small party backyard?
Thank you for putting me on the spot, bro. I appreciate that. You finally found out how to shut up Johnny. Wow, not bad. Just put me on the spot with comparisons.
You're very good at that usually.
I have one, but it always involves dicks. I can't think of it right now. I'll be like, when she's like, it's not that big, don't worry, yours can fit. And next thing you know, you're just in the hallway and shit. I guess that's a comparison right there. But that's why I know it's the PG-13 thing, and the kids will be like, Mom, what are you talking about hallway? What are you talking about? Shut up. Fun is stupid.
So usually people in the entertainment business, they also have lives, correct? So, they have lives, of course, aside from family and friends and stuff like that. Now, due to work, have you ever had to miss a personal event of your family?
All the time. So my family is very understanding, especially because I send them money. If a relative is making a party, I'm not saying I'm sending one person, sending one envelope. I'm saying, listen, my wife is going, write us down for 2, because I know I'm going to make a party soon. I'm going to do something, So I understand that they want me, but when they want me to be there physically to enjoy. See, in the beginning of my career, you have family call you like, can you take a picture of us in the bathtub? Like some small shit, bullshit like that. Yeah. And then like the bigger, we got a wedding coming up. You got a team for us? Like once they see that you know your craft and that you're getting some kind of like recognition and they can trust you with their big event, now what happens is you have a different dynamic. It's not that you're missing the wedding, but you're doing the wedding.
Yeah.
So it's like your whole family is there. You got your wife, you got your kids, you got your parents, you got all these things. And that's that added level of stress. Because, for some reason, when your parents are not there or when your wife is not there, you feel more comfortable. But for some reason, they add that little nick in your asshole that just like the pulling your hair out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Like for some reason you say the wrong syllable, and your mom look at you like, "Born in America, can't speak, huh? Can't speak." Tell you like that was the worst. So yeah, I missed a lot of family things in the beginning because I was working. Those sucked. I mean, but if you're talking about like holidays, I'm home for Jewish holidays. I'm home for like Shabbat. But you're talking about holidays like New Year's and stuff like that. I mean, in my opinion, thank God we have Shabbat.
Of course.
That's the time when me and the family can sit on one table. Usually I like to have my parents and the immediate family, they can come in, we try to get them in. That's the time to connect.
Yeah.
You shouldn't try to connect on holidays. On holidays is just an arbitrary day that people designate to take off. It's not really important.
Speaking of holidays, like I know like also it's important to spend holidays like New Year's, for example. Like
all the time.
How does your family take that? You know, like you're not spending time with them on New Year's.
They understand that the New Year's is a construct in our society that people celebrate only because they're told to celebrate. It doesn't signify anything big as just changing a number on a date or other ones. 4th of July.
4th of July even, yeah.
4th of July, it's a fun holiday.
It is fun.
It's great. My personal feelings is that if I'm working that night and I'm just happy that I'm able to work. At first I had that mindset. I don't want to work on New Year's. I want to celebrate with my wife. But I tell you, that first time I didn't get that job on New Year's,
Yeah.
I felt like man. I'm like, why does nobody want me? Another thing we have is very low self-esteem, bro.
Well, that was an opportunity for you to spend time with your family. That's basically God telling you, take this 1 year off.
Yeah, the opportunity. Got you.
As a DJ, do you ever get negative feedback from a crowd or from a client? And if so, how was that process like?
It happens, I think, in any kind of industry. It's impossible to placate everyone, to make everybody happy. Different DJs have different ways of handling it. I was watching the show one time with Dave Chappelle, and I think he was interviewing with Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And he said, as long as you know your technique, as long as you study your craft, don't let certain people's... Where's the camera? When you people in the party and you see the DJ and you catch his eyes, you go, that. Yo, that is the worst thing to do to anybody. All I want to do is just poke both your eyes out with a fork. So that's not gonna help. You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. Like, go up to the guy and say, yo, listen, I really like this song. If you can play it, that's $20 right there. That don't hurt either. A little tip here, little tip there, don't hurt.
Honestly, people, if they really want to request a song, it's your job to play songs, right?
Yeah.
Slip something in, like
even if you don't, I'll play it. If you come to me nicely,
yeah.
There's no one that never had negative feedback. We all grew up. We all in this game. No one started perfect. No.
Yeah.
And now, thank God, it's a lot less. I don't have this much problem because I try to sit with the client before. Some DJs are against this. They don't want to have any interaction with it. Like, I'm gonna come and do my thing. I don't do that to get music off. It's not about getting the songs from them. You're getting the interview. You kind of see which decade of music they want.
Mm-hmm.
That some people like throwbacks, some people want the latest and greatest, some people want all these different things.
Yeah.
Your meet with them gives you that insight. That's one thing. So if you put time with the client before you work, then you're definitely gonna have a better party. If you can handle yourself, that when someone comes to you, that you can still smile and not get angry, that helps, because that's the hardest thing. You have to put on the face. One guy that used to work here, he moved to Israel, he was a great host. He used to always tell me, right now there's a camera on you, there's another camera on you, just like I'm kind of right here.
Yeah.
So don't look stupid. Don't play games on stage. Stand up straight. Do your thing and smile. TV falls on the kid. It's part of the plan. You have to. That's all part of the program. Just don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Your aura, your vibe, is what's gonna make the party.
Speaking of parties, I've seen a lot of these videos where people record, I don't know if you want to call it an epic fail, but there's a lot of videos on YouTube where giant speakers fall off the stands or like stuff like that, or the DJ set falls off the stands. What is your input on that like that? Like, God forbid if that ever happened to you, how would you react?
Oh my God. You asked me this question, I keep sending you that shit. That's why. Bro, that thing scared me straight. I can go to Elagio 5 times a week. I'm gonna check the stage each time.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you some history. I think it was Led Zeppelin. You ever heard of Led Zeppelin?
Of course. Who hasn't? Yeah.
So they used to have, I'm not sure if it was Led Zeppelin or a different band from the 70s, but they used to have a rider.
A rider.
With what they required to perform. So they would have one of the riders, one of the little things would be, we need a whole bowl full of brown M&Ms.
Okay.
Inside the thing, and people who look at it, I think they're crazy. think they're retarded. It wasn't because they were crazy, but they saw that if the venue provided them with a bowl full of brown M&Ms, that means they cared about the production too. That means they double checked. They weren't just slapping zip ties on lights. They were actually doing the thing. So if you know your stage, if you know your equipment, and you look at your stuff all the time, knowing means maintaining. If something's off, replacing, not just saying, okay, let's see what happens. Insurance can only go so far, bro.
If I ever was to see that, I would just, my condolences to any DJ if that ever happens. Have you ever had a technical malfunction during a set?
All good DJs are MacGyvers somehow.
MacGyvers? What does that mean?
MacGyver. God damn, how old are you? Okay, little boy. There used to be this show, but the guy's name was MacGyver.
MacGyver. And sounds familiar, though.
And he used to get out of particular situations with like a roll of toilet paper and a toothpick, like that kind of shit.
Okay.
So sometimes you don't got a wire, so you got to make yourself a wire that night because you're in Jersey.
Yeah.
You can't go back to your Long Island warehouse to get the wire, and no one wants to drive.
Yeah.
So you take a USB-C and somehow you make it into a USB-A.
You gotta make something out of nothing. Yeah, that makes sense. There's also been a lot of technical malfunctions, like let's say at a venue the power goes out. Have you ever had in a DJ set the power go out for more than what you expected?
Yeah, sure. I had some crap venues that had terrible electricity, terrible placement, and they decided to plug in a warmer or like some food heater. And like, oh, you'll be fine, don't worry. It's a very powerful circuit there. And as soon as the party starts, like, oh man, everything goes. I always make sure to try to keep it separate. But funny part is you are on stage, you're the face of it, right? So when the power goes out, there's always people going, what happened? It's like, I'm not an electrician, like, what do you want from me? Like, what you should do, every DJ should have a backup, whether it be some kind of iPod or iPhone that has music on it, or an extra laptops, in my opinion, is a must. You have to have some kind of backup, because if you're done with the party, you're done with the party. And it's not only that poor couples or that poor bar mitzvah boys or that poor birthday boys party that's ruined. It's the 50 to 400 people that are there witnessing, say, yo, party died and the DJ is full.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Truth or shot?
Can I choose shot?
So, Mr. Yoni, these are very deep and personal questions. I highly think that you're gonna take a few shots.
Oh.
First question. I 100% know you're gonna take a shot for this one. It's not even the first one, but I'm gonna just pick my favorite one. Name a fellow DJ that you think is overrated.
Bro.
Truth or shot?
I'm gonna tell you the truth about that question that you asked me. All right, this is the truth. The truth is I'm taking a shot, so let's put that shot right there.
Right. We have Mr. Glenn Levitt, not sponsored, by the way.
Bruh. You, I bought it, man. Unsponsored. God damn. Most people say thank you, but he's like, this came from God. Well, I appreciate you calling me God, by the way. Hold on, let me help you with this.
Ooh. What the
I told you I'm a professional. Let's go.
Damn. All right.
You want to do it with ice, or you want to go raw?
I mean, you can go raw.
No.
I mean,
I always wear protection. Thereby, let's do it.
My nigga.
I'm telling you, with this guy, I can never keep a straight face.
I got a question for you. When are you gonna have somebody interview you for all your I'm gonna drop the questions right there.
I'm working on that. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Salute.
Salute.
Oh my God, that shit reminded me of my wife. I went down the wrong hole. All right, the wrong one. That's pretty good.
It's organic from Trader Joe's.
I'm tearing, man.
Yeah.
That's like when it goes in the wrong hole, girls cry too. I don't know, it's like crazy.
That's what she said. You got a lot more to go. I have 9 questions of these, so you're probably gonna have 9 shots by the time we leave.
I've been following you since you started.
Yeah.
Your long career. You're like the Joe Rogan of Buharians, Joe Roganov. God bless you.
Joe Roganov.
And nobody else got like this many questions. You don't got far to go. I gotta go back home, and I still gotta follow your crazy path. Okay, let's see.
I know this is personal.
Everything is.
What's the biggest paycheck you ever got at a gig?
You motherfucker.
Truth or shot, bitch.
That's a good question. You want me to tell you my biggest paycheck? I don't remember, bro. I was really drunk that time. But I know it was like around like the tens. Out of all the things I brought, they want a lot of the productions, plus they had this, that. So I charged like $8,500, but the guy gave me like $1,000 tip plus
$1,000 tip.
$1,000 tip. That was
damn.
not Bukharian.
Not. Which one? What kind of party was this?
It was a Georgian party. So he was very happy. Like it wasn't like money throwing kind of thing. The guy came to me at the party, like, "This is for you," and he kept counting like, "You're going too much." Like, I know what I'm about, son.
This is what you call true respect. I admire people like that.
Yeah, we all admire people that pay us. Goddamn, we're all whores. I admire people to pay me. So I got some money right now. You admire me too? To go offset on that, I'll tell you one thing. I've done parties where I was happy with the pay, and I've done parties where I was not happy with the pay. It's my fault for negotiating that, but I never let it get to my set, which I'm sure you've had some situations where you were working with someone that you were freelance and someone called you and either tried to stiff you in the beginning, like, oh shit, I'm only getting paid this so and so.
Yeah.
But that didn't affect the actual, techniques you use or your placement. You didn't phone it in or you didn't half-ass it. But I'm behind something, even if I'm getting paid less, there's 300 people.
You still got to do it for the people,
Well, those 300 people are prospective future clients.
Exactly.
So
if they like your set, then they're gonna call you.
Yeah. But if they call you and say, "Hey, Sasha paid you this and this, what the f?" Then that's not a client. But we got one shot so far, guys. One shot, right?
What's the weirdest or most inappropriate request somebody has made during a set?
Well, it wasn't during a set. It was actually very disrespectful because somebody asked me to have an animal walk down the chuppah.
Oh, what?
I don't want to say what type of animal because that'll be kind of obvious.
A horse?
Well, that was another one. Yeah, but it happened a few times actually. I think those goes against the sanctity of what you're doing. I understand there's different levels to religion. People can, worship how they want. But there has to be, in my opinion, a certain limit. At least if you're not respecting the crowd, respect the clergy, the rabbi that's there.
I mean, just put it this way. If it was a horse, I've seen a few weddings that people invited horses. Now, obviously, if people don't know what horses is about, I'm sure you've been to the city in Manhattan. There's literally tons of all over the street, and they stink. They don't care where the hell they
and they don't stop shit. They just walk and
they
shit.
wag their tail and they keep shitting. So an animal that size is not appropriate. It's beautiful, but when you're going to ride horses, personally, but to impress people, it's a gimmick. It's a gimmick that's a lot of work, and they're just gonna drag a lot of people away because they stink.
Yeah, that's just a personal pet peeve I have. I think that's really everything else in the party should be a party, should have fun. There's not really too much inappropriate things. We never been to Diddy's party, so we don't know. But besides that,
nice try, Diddy.
Did he do it or did he not do it? Diddy did it.
All right, next question. Have you ever regretted collaborating with someone?
Oh, damn.
Truth is shot, man.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Who is it?
No, that's a different question.
So that's a truth or shot.
That's a shot then, bro.
All right. Round 2, bitch.
Have I ever regretted? Have you ever regretted? You gotta be more like,
Why do you think I'm taking a shot?
We try to forget. We try to forget. Ship is past a long time ago, shit. Now we're just having fun on the way down. We're the same. All right, guys. Cheers to you. I'm so happy I didn't bitch out on this one. Goddamn.
What's the one thing about the music industry that you cannot stand?
The one thing I can't stand, the current, climate of what's going on, is you gotta be a clown. Making a reel for your parties that you're doing, that's great. That's promotion, all right? You don't have to dance in front of something or do crazy. Like, if you're making a reel to recap your party, that's a great promotional tool. But if you're trying to be personal, like, let's say you're trying to reach out to your fans or whatever you're trying to reach out, either through any kind of social media, but you do stupid things to do it, that's one part of this industry. What does that have to do with music? Like, if you have, there's some DJs that they show themselves behind a computer making a mix. That involves music. That's great. You're reaching out to your people. Mm-hmm. I personally don't do remixes. I try to do that on the fly. Yeah. I'll put 4 or 5 songs together. That's as far as I go.
On the spot, yeah.
Yeah, it's just that, like I said before, I don't have the time for remixing. But there's people that do that, and God bless them for showing the process behind the art. But if you like taking pictures with you in someone else's party, or some DJ set and you're jumping around, you like popping miles and stuff like that. What's that have to do with the music?
Okay.
You're trying to get me wasted. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, bro.
Good luck.
Tell us the most embarrassing moment you ever had on stage. And you have to be specific.
I'll be specific, but I won't say who it's with.
Okay, so that's the thing about Truth is Shot.
But you'll know who it is.
No, but you got to be detailed. That's the whole thing.
Okay, so there was a very small chair like this, but with a very big clarinet player. And this clarinet player was like getting really into it.
I think I know who it is. Okay, I'm not gonna.
And he's going around, and all of a sudden that chair just didn't have it anymore. And he's like on the side, still playing clarinet like this, but
It fell.
oof. Man, if you talk about embarrassing, bro, you know, there's not a party that something embarrassing doesn't happen.
Oh, of course.
But that, I had to get off the stage, go to the bathroom.
It's cringy, yeah.
Cry. I was literally, my contacts fell out. Like I was
that's how much you were laughing.
I was dying, and I felt I'm laughing, but I felt bad that I'm laughing because I respect this man.
Yeah.
And the reason why I left because I didn't want him to see me laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's oh man, and that's why I try to keep it slim, bro. I got scared straight. I hate to say this, Leon, but you're making me hot.
Have you ever had to mistakenly miss a gig, and if so, then why?
Thank God. My biggest fear. In fact, I remember I get a phone call for a party that we did. This is the funny part. It's not the DJ. This was the photographer. So we're on a photography show. We're going to talk about photography. The guy says, I need you to run that whole set again. I need you to host the party again because we didn't connect to your system. We got no audio.
Wait.
You know this party very well because you were part of this party too. It was an early morning party. We had a Brit Milah. We get a phone call from one guy. We didn't even know he had a party. Like, yo, we're about to start the Brit. He's like, okay, I'm right there. I'm around the corner. And he's calling me, oh shit, what happens is when you're traveling, sometimes this happens when you travel and you're in a different time zone and you put it on your phone and you come back to New York, it just shifts it one day and that can ruin your whole
Yeah.
So people are walking into, I'll give you a hint, it was in Mana.
Oh
There we
man,
go.
I remember
There we go.
that.
You being a videographer especially, you deal with sound. You deal with connecting your recorder either to the speaker. Most cases than not, you're gonna connect to a mixer. Now, if somebody who doesn't know, like musicians, please, musicians, pay attention. Say this to DJs too. DJs also don't know about mixers. I know about sound. Don't go up and press the button you think that's working because sometimes they push and all of a sudden they turn off these 3 channels and those are like the singer channel and this channel. So you have the keyboard, you got the DJ set, but you don't have the singer or you don't have the mic.
Yeah.
You know? Because someone just, I don't like when this is on. Like, just don't touch the mixer. Leave it alone. You know what I mean? So I got a call to basically run that whole set. Lucky for me, it was a morning set. So it wasn't like a 5-hour, 4-hour set. It was a short set.
Yeah.
But I had to watch the video you had in RAW, write out the whole script, and redo that whole party, remix it, and say the same thing I had to say. Yo, the stuff that we go through, guys, you don't even know. The stuff that we go through. We're going to start, we should make a podcast. That goes wrong. That's it.
That goes wrong. Definitely. That's something we need to talk about.
Joe Roganov, come on, hook us up.
Have you ever had to play a gig that you absolutely hated but couldn't back out of?
Yeah, I can be specific about those gigs.
Okay.
I think I even mentioned, I touched upon it. So I worked for a company in Long Island, and for a few years I was semi-contracted with some of the restaurants we have in Queens, like King David or the Comical restaurants that they have. They have a bunch of restaurants. I would go into them blind. We would go into the parties not knowing what the parties were. So you're doing a party, it can be a great, engagement parties are fun. It's a bunch of young people, everybody's in a good mood, people are getting married, it's a good party. But when you're doing a party for an 85-year-old grandfather, what are you gonna do? So you're sent to a party that's outside your comfort zone.
How do you have the motivation to work, or because you have to be in the moment, you have to be
feeling the music.
You have to feel the music, because music, it's all about emotions. You have to feel the music. Because you're not in that right spot in your mind, how did that affect the way that you worked?
It affects everything. Because you're not in that right set of mind, because you are so entranced, and because you're so disconnected with what you're playing. If I know what's happening, I'll try to get some research done and try to see a party and see what goes on, because there's a schedule to every groups of parties. But you've worked with other cultures.
Yeah,
I've seen you work with other cultures, so you know right now because of your experience what to expect in the next party.
Of course, yeah.
When you're working in a new group of people, or whether you're working in something that's like out of left field, like you go to a venue, like someone tells you, are you available this day? Yeah. Like one of the vendors or something.
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be here and here and this time, come. And that's all they give you.
Yeah, that's all they give. They barely give you any information. It's like, look, you have to, if you want to hire a vendor, right? Like it's a freelancer that you want to hire. It's very professional to give a list of details so that you can get booked. Not just say, book this day and that's it. It's like, why do I have to chase you for the information? Just give me the details so I don't have to chase the information on you. This is just ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, but at the same time, the vendors, they don't want to start explaining to each and every Tom, Dick, and Harry what to do. They want to know people that are like, they want to hire you. Besides of your talent, they want it to be, okay, yeah, Leon, May 14th, you're on it. Understand? So I get what they're coming from. They want to ease your life, but bro, throw us a bone.
Throw us a bone and just be specific. Okay.
Yeah, you just did that whole thing I was talking about.
So we have our last question. No, it's not really a shot, but like it's something more very deep and personal. If you can go back in time, would you choose to still be a DJ or focus on what you have learned in college and work a 9 to 5? Because you did mention that you did have a master's in education. So what would you choose?
I went for a master's in education because I used to work in a different field completely. Non-related to music, non-related to education. It was just a family business that didn't hold up. And a lot of it's also to blame, I guess, because of my poor management. But I went back to school. Happened to be that the calling for the DJ came because my brother-in-law called me to do his wedding. But so I used that to pay for my master's degree. And for about 6-7 years, I was working 9 to 5 during the day, and then building up my DJ career because it was just at that time kind of a fun hobby. But it got to the point where that monster got bigger than this monster.
Yeah.
And I had I couldn't do both. So, but going back in time, I think anything you do in your past is going to affect your future.
Of course.
So, like what that famous saying in Gladiator, what we do in life echoes in eternity. That just means that if you're going to dwell on what you could have done, what you didn't do, yeah, we made mistakes. I made mistakes.
Of course, everybody makes mistakes.
I made some mistakes, man. Shit, I got 3 kids, man. No, they're not mistakes. Love you, kids. You're doing a great job. But guys, wrap it in paychecks, otherwise you get wrap it in latex and you get your paychecks. That's how it is. Anyway, but in all seriousness, those mistakes that you made, those trials and tribulations that you go through, they have consequences. And you learn from those consequences. It makes, if you don't learn, then I don't know what to tell you. It makes you the man that you are. Like, I'm funny right now because I can laugh at these things. Otherwise, I would probably do something harmful to myself after what I went through. You know, I don't want to do that. You have to laugh at everything in life, and life is a beautiful thing. Life is great.
That's good. You that's the good thing about you, because you make people laugh, and you also entertain people with your music. And that's why a lot of people look up to you. There's a lot of good DJs out there. I admire every single DJ in our community. I do. I admire all of them. They're very good. But you in particular, you make people smile and you entertain people, and that's why you are on this show.
I hope you invite more DJs.
Oh yeah, I have a whole list of people I'm definitely going to invite, and I know a very, very good and famous person that's going to come on this show.
Hopefully soon.
Yes, and you and I both know who we're talking about.
Probably.
And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen, for this week's episode of The Raw Lens. Stay tuned. Please follow Mr. DJ Yoni on Instagram, link in the description below, and we'll see you next time.